pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Sean is out sick tonight, so I'm in charge, I guess. And we will start with council activity reports. I have a short one. Just had the chamber board meeting last night and planning commission the week before. And also, I just want to say on the agenda, we have an update tonight with quite a few things on it because of the holidays. And we will have a closed session at the end, just so everybody's aware. And after that, Neil?
I had a LMC meeting the 12th at Cold Spring. There were probably about 10 cities present. Discussed the LMC insurance a little bit, talking about the rebate if it'll stay or go. And then a lot of talk on police and fire, and every community's got the same concerns, lack of personnel. And then what's going on in the cities. A lot of building in Richmond, Cold Spring. Then on the 21st, we had a property negotiation meeting discussing future development possible. That's it.
Megan?
I think this time I just had the lodging tax meeting where we discussed a few different things, and I think the main thing was the possibility of bringing in a consultant to kind of solidify our vision going forward with what we want to do with the funds and with advertising Painesville as a community as a whole.
Okay. Our department head reports, we'll start with Ron.
You forgot Paul.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're on the right-hand side and you're too far away.
Oh, okay. Real quick, just a property negotiated meeting that Neil pretty much explained. That's it. It's okay though.
Now we'll do Dr. Ron's.
Okay, thank you. First of all, the Christmas tree drop-off site is at the fire hall, as we do for the past quite number of years. Just a reminder to residents, we have read the water meters. Now, the first quarter coming up here is the quarter where that, if you're going to conserve water, that's the one to do it, because that is where your sewer rate is set for the remainder of the year. And then the irrigation project that we had approved last meeting has started. The crews are out there taking down the old pivots at this time, so that's all I have this meeting.
Pretty fun. Art?
All right, I don't have that much either. You and I, Gene, had the planning meeting, and then also property negotiations with Ron, Paul, and Neil. And then I had a meeting with the LMC on insurance claims, just going over our insurance claims this year versus last year. They're about the same, and we're still below average from what the LMC considers their average rate, so we're still fairly low, which is good.
And that's it. Okay. Now we have open forum, and I understand you want to speak? Bill?
Yeah, should have there.
Yep.
Good evening, Bill Fuchs from Painesville. Just two quick things. Given the fact that the alley behind, running parallel to Washburn, behind my second building there, be behind the plaza. It's likely like the second busiest alley in Painesville, probably behind the post office. I would just ask that the city consider having the drivers test Thursdays not use that alley. It's a real pain. As quite often, we either can't get in the alley with a vehicle because the posts are there and we physically can't fit our vehicle through because it's, we use bigger trucks. There's times we have to wait for them to run their test to access the back of my other buildings. I'm just asking if you'd consider, I just think like not to throw Ron under the bus, but maybe down by the, you get the city owns property just down the 2 blocks down. maybe they could set those posts up there and do their backing in. Just asking if that would ever be considered to not have it in that alley, given the traffic volume in that alley.
I'll just make a comment on that. I'm glad that you brought that because usually it's not at that alley. So we might have had a new examiner. It's usually the alley to the east of that.
Oh, it's been there it's almost always there. I've never not seen it there on Thursday, but what do I know? I didn't know there was any other
It
precedence.
used to be down by the garage too.
In the summer, I saw it further down, but lately.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's typically been in that
He'll
alley.
be here tomorrow, so we'll talk to him.
Fantastic, thank you so much. Second thing, and this kind of goes maybe towards the streets and alleys department, Ron's area of expertise, and if this is already being discussed, just tell me to shut up. But I would just love to see that department consider an alignment project on Main Street. And I don't know if that's already being discussed, but it is awful. It's just truly awful, and it really causes a lot of people confusion. And it just, the more traffic and growth that we have over in that area, given the fact that the area that would need it for an alignment is already publicly owned by the school, I think, I would love to see at least an analysis of what it would take to take Main Street, which runs in front of Zapp's, and push it over and align it with the street running to Quick Trip. It's just terrible. I'm getting older, but the older that people get, when I meet cars there, given the fact that you have cars accelerating off the curve, so it's really hard to judge distance as they're coming at you, and the fact that people aren't quite sure if they're supposed to go this way or this way at that intersection if two cars are both turning. Has that ever been considered, Ron, or am I like raising a whole new subject? No, that has been considered, and I do believe that there is an issue with the right-of-way there. I mean, that is how these streets are plotted.
Okay.
So, I mean, there is a jog in the literal right-of-way, so we would actually probably have to go buy property. Yeah, I assume it's the schools. I have not researched that, but my understanding was that the school got the old armory. I just appreciate some consideration, given the fact that it's so bad and it will only get used more. And the other benefit to that is, I believe if it was laid out correctly, it would allow the approach to 55 on the other end to come up at a 90 degrees versus the weird angle it is now. So it would just fix a lot of weirdness in one fell swoop. So I just ask that be considered.
We can do it.
That's all I got. Thanks for your time. Thank you.
And we're going to be appointing you officially tonight to the planning commission, so,
Oh, fantastic. I look forward to serving.
thanks.
All right, have a great night,
January then.
Yep, January.
Welcome back.
You're going to send me something, Jennifer? Email, thanks.
Yes, you'll get it. All right, then we'll move on to the consent agenda. We have the minutes from November 7th meeting and ad hoc library board, October 9th public works board, December 6th special joint council and ad hoc library board, and the November 20th planning board. And also we have the vouchers off the update, which I better look at because that's a totally $384,408.75. End of the year.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Oh, I got three more items, dear. We got gambling permit for Painesville Sportsman's Club raffle, and the planning board member appointment of Bill Fuchs, he changed it, and the gambling permit off the update for Cronus Ducks Unlimited raffle. Now I'll take a motion.
Motion to approve.
Seconded.
Motion's made by Neil and seconded by Megan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that passed. We're going to move the fire department up to before old business.
Okay.
We're just going to move them up there
Yep.
to purchase a cascade system. That's on the update too.
I don't know if you guys got the 3 bids, but the first one is Alex Air. Comes in at $42,675. That includes the labor. The second one is 3G Safety Supply. Came in at $48,609. $1,285, and that includes the labor and everything. The third one is a state bid through Alex Air, comes in at $45,443.20, and that one does not include the labor, and the labor was on the next page of $4,558, bringing it to right around $51,000. We are suggesting to go with the first one through Alex Air. Money to come from the liquor store, $9,000, and the rest from that state aid money.
And the lowest bid just happens to be your preferred vendor anyway, right?
Yes, yep.
Anybody have any questions? Mike?
Nope.
Something needed to be purchased, so. Do we have a motion to approve the bid from Alex Air?
I'll move to approve the bid from Alex Air in the amount of $42,675 for a Cascade system.
Second.
Okay, the motion's been made by Megan and seconded by Paul to approve the bid from Alex Air in the amount of $42,675 for a Cascade system. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and we need a second motion to delegate the public safety state aid funds of $107,000 toward the purchase of the system and new turnout gear.
I'll move to delegate the public safety state aid funds of $107,169 toward the purchase of the Cascade system and new turnout gear.
Second.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded as printed on the action sheet. I won't repeat it all. Oops. All those in favor?
Well, I got.
Oh, question, yes, thank you.
Do we know if any of the other townships got this money also, or is it just cities?
No, as far as I know, just us.
Okay.
Yeah, townships, I don't think got this money.
Because if they did, I would strongly recommend they do the same, but that's all I got.
It's just for public safety, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The money, so.
Right, it has to be spent on public
Since they don't
safety.
have a police or anything. it's
Yeah.
almost-
So if they get it, it almost has to go that way.
Yeah. Okay, anything else? Anybody have anything else? Okay, we're ready to vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's done. Now we'll go back up to old business.
One more thing.
Oh, yeah.
The new fire truck came in last Friday. Anybody wants to go down and see it, just get a hold of one of the firefighters and we'll bring you in there and
All right.
let you look at it.
Looks
Yeah.
good.
That's a long time coming.
Yep.
Yeah,
Got the hoses on and the water filled, and
Nice.
it's all ready to go.
Fancy.
okay, we'll be over there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I forgot about that. I knew about that. All right, first thing under old business is our fee schedule to approve for the year with the recommended changes. Where did we put the can of, oh, there it is, $500.
Something should be revisited.
Yeah, it's something that maybe the budget and finance could, it's been brought to our attention that most places think that our, not so much our businesses, it is pretty much everybody thinks our fee for the cannabis is high. It's too high. And it should be more in line with, say, tobacco or something like that.
What page are we on?
It's the first page of the fee schedule. So it's on page 10.
One, yeah.
So it's like right there at the top, under other tobacco. And so I don't know if we want to consider that or if we want to send it back to a committee to talk about or,
Well, it's 500.
yeah.
I don't think 500 is out of line. You want to sell the ship? That's what it's going to be. It's the end of my discussion.
I mean, I don't think it's that out of line with the tobacco license already. I mean, the tobacco license is only 200, but if you look at the liquor licenses and all that entails, I think that it's pretty,
Liquor license is high.
yes,
It is high.
yeah. And
we
so,
did talk about that.
yes, I guess, you know, I'm all in favor of anybody doing business, but I don't think it's that out of line personally at this time.
And my thought on that is let's leave it for this year, and then if there's a problem, we can revisit it next year.
Okay, that's all I wanted to bring up.
So we have it on the docket for Budget and Finance to review the entire fee schedule again in August
Okay,
for 25 fees.
okay. Perfect. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay. So has anybody got any other, since we've already looked at this a couple of times, that they wish to?
I guess I'll make the motion to approve
Okay.
Resolution 2023-30, amending license and fee schedule and proposed 2024 fee schedule.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded by Neil and Paul to approve the resolution 2023-30, amending license and fee schedule and the proposed 2024 fee schedule. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that is, okay, the next on our agenda is the amending the mayor and council salaries. And so on our update. It's been,
So this is coming from the discussion that happened at the last city council meeting. So then after the city council meeting, I briefly just asked Sean, I said, is this something that you want to bring back and have the council consider it? And he said yes. After we put it on, Neil approached me about getting some comparisons of what other cities pay their council and mayor, so you'll see those in the update.
oh, okay.
I did ask for 2 others, but did not get a reply back.
Can you go off of what Minneapolis council members do?
I did not, I took the list that Neil gave me.
No, they make $106,000 a year for 13 of them.
I did not know that.
It's a lot of money.
Okay, now you do, but I just thought I'd throw that out there.
But they're probably putting in close to a 40-hour week.
Well,
Yeah,
at least.
I would assume.
It's a
So we can work 40 hours a week for that, couldn't we?
it's a full-time job. We can't afford it.
Are we in discussion yet?
Yes.
Uh,
Well, we didn't make a motion and discuss, but
When was the last, was it 2019?
Yes, the last one was in effect in 2019.
And then was that a 3%?
That I don't know.
I don't know.
was it what?
What was the
3%.
percentage?
It wasn't a percentage, I think it was just an amount, like $100 or something.
The other 2 cities that did not reply were Cold Spring and Melrose.
Oh.
So the proposed amendment that you see has been posted, so if you desire it without any changes, you can approve it.
Well, I think the 3%'s in line for January 25, if nothing else, to maybe help create a little more interest in people running for council. We are in line with most of the cities, but
Yeah, pretty close.
the 2 that didn't respond, I have a funny feeling are probably higher. But I don't think we're on the line asking for 3%
No, I don't either.
after 5 years.
No. And there's no doubt about it, our hours have increased over the years,
Yeah.
a lot.
I think I just looked online, Cold Spring, I think the mayor is 5,400, so it's close to what you're talking about, or, it's, council members are less, I didn't do the math, but it's,
It's pretty comparable to Sauk Center. A little higher.
It might not affect some of us anyway, so.
That's right. It won't affect me. All right, so do we have a motion?
See
If
that
there,
now.
and then we can have more discussion if we need to.
I'll make the motion to approve ordinance number 49, third series, amending mayor and council salaries.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. This motion's been made and seconded by Neil and Paul. Is there any further discussion? Anybody else have anything more they want to say? If not, we'll vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that passed. Get back to my front page. Next. Amending Chapter 2, Ordinance 44, third series.
So this goes back to your April retreat, where the council was considering maybe consolidating some of the boards, and then also updating membership to some of the committees, also clarifying who had voting powers and who did not. The majority of the changes you'll see are bullet pointed there. This also has been posted for the necessary 10 days, so if you would like it, it can be approved formally tonight. The biggest thing is we would be removing the administrative fine hearing board and the labor negotiations board, and those responsibilities of both of those boards would go under policies and procedures. I know there has been some discussion about the future of the property negotiations board and possibly disbanding that or dissolving that and just letting the council take care of some of those negotiations in closed sessions. That is not a part of this.
No. Joe, thoughts, people, or motion? Couple less committees won't hurt. Agendas, minutes, etc.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a cleaner language too, so
Yeah.
it reads easier.
Do you think it would be good to have some ability to remove non-attending members after a certain amount of time? As I see mentioned.
That's already in there, isn't it?
Right, I'm not sure, I just don't think we ever do it, and it is difficult because we're having so many boards that are having trouble meeting a quorum because, you know, we have this great number of members and then some people will attend once and then no longer, and then, you know, so, but that person still counts as a space that you need to fill if you're gonna make the quorum, so I think that would, something we need to look at going forward.
And then every year, boards are reappointed, so
Mhm.
if somebody's not attending,
If
they
someone's not attending, that'd be the time to have a vacancy
It would.
and not reappoint them.
Yes, or just, yeah, shrink the number of people on the board to begin with.
yeah.
Yeah, the problem with shrinking the number is that
Right.
you have to redo the ordinance every time you change the number. I mean,
Yeah.
that's probably not the best solution, but maybe you have to at some point, you know, if
Yeah.
you're having a hard time getting enough people who are willing.
Well, and if there is going, maybe if we are going to restructure the boards, it can just be something we put some thought into when we do just the number that we're going to set and, you know, those people need to come from.
I guess all the committees I'm on aren't short personnel.
No, we were short one on planning for a while, but that's
I
because.
mean, I don't know that's much of an issue,
We have
actually.
a ton of struggle with the library.
Yeah, but that's
And that's an
that's an
ad
ad
hoc.
hoc.
Yeah, but I just, in
Yeah, I
general,
know.
we still need a.
Your ad hocs
Are different.
don't,
Right, but
yeah.
we still, yeah.
Yeah.
The only board right now is the airport zoning board. They are missing actually 3 members.
3?
They are.
You can't even
When I
meet
was
that.
gonna mention, no, and
But
there's.
that, we also have a, you know, that's a joint board with the area townships, so we're dealing with, you know, multiple of government agencies there, so.
I've only been to one meeting.
They don't meet very often.
We only meet annually.
About once a year.
We
yeah.
meet annually. And then the administrative fine board hasn't met in a couple of years typically. That board meets because of an administrative fine that has been issued by the police department, and then somebody wants to fight it. That's their avenue to be heard. And then the labor negotiations, typically they only meet every 3 years or every time the union contract comes up. So it could be every year, 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, whatever. But then this coming year would be a negotiation year.
Right.
Again, the language about removal is on page 21 in your packet.
Yeah, there is language in there.
I skimmed it.
It's just, you know, you have to do it.
Yeah. Actually, go for it. It is difficult, you know, I mean, it's people who are volunteering their time,
Yep,
but
I get it.
And that has been the history. It's not something that's new.
Right.
You know, Ron has struggled over the years on a couple of his boards. And my belief is that if everybody's an adult and you want to commit yourself to serve on a board, there's a commitment, whether it be once a month or 4 times a year or once a year. You hopefully make that your priority.
right.
So, your wishes, folks?
I don't have a problem with the changes. I think the policy and procedures is gonna be awful busy.
So you don't want to be on that committee
Means I put in
anymore?
my time, I guess that's,
We need a raise.
but I will make the motion to approve ordinance number 44, third series, and official summary.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any more discussion, questions?
I just wanted to say, I brought it up because it says the ability to remove board members that are not attending meetings is listed under significant changes. I knew it was already in there in some capacity, but, yeah, I think it's all good.
We just have to get
See any issues?
more firm about it if you miss so many.
And maybe that needs to be discussed at the next meeting when you're actually appointing the members.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if there's somebody that is falling, you know, not
Hasn't been
following
there more than
through,
once a year.
Unexcused
they would
absences
just
at the capital
probably
school.
not be appointed by the
Just
council.
should not be reappointed.
Mhm.
Actually, it'd be nice to let Sean know before the meeting if you know of somebody, so that he could, or a letter can be sent or something.
Yeah, here's something out.
The motion's been made by Neil and seconded by Paul to approve ordinance number 44, third series, and official summary. All those in favor? Okay, that's done. Next, our contamination litigation.
PFAS litigation, you want me to talk about that?
Sure, because I know nothing about
Okay.
it.
Well, Ron and I, and maybe Bill, I'm trying to get up to speed on this. I've been getting something in the mail at least once a month about PFAS litigation. I did check with Ron to see if our water has been tested for it. And according to the Department of Health, they did test, and there was a slight trace or slight traces in some of their testing, but they tested the main plant, not individual wells, correct?
That's correct.
So I've been approached by a couple of law firms, one in particular who's been representing over 100 cities around the country and a handful, I think, in Minnesota. I said, send us a proposal, we'll review your proposal and see. I did discuss it with Bill and I gave the proposal to Bill to review. I'll let him comment on what his thoughts were, but basically it's no cost to us to proceed with them, and if there is any type of litigation, then we will get something forward. And I think as a result, it opens up the door for us when they go to the next stage, because this is specifically for water treatment and not for, what is it, like the irrigation type PFAS? Or there are 2 different kinds or 3 different kinds?
This is strictly, as far as I understand, this is strictly for our drinking water
Yep.
system.
So there'll be another one coming up, which will be for irrigated water PFAS.
But I mean, I think this is kind of a fairly standard, although it's super long agreement, but it's kind of a standard 25% contingent fee. So,
Yeah, part of it is if we do go ahead with them, they will pay for a third-party testing firm to come out here and do testing, I think, of individual sites for their case. So of course, we won't pay for that. The only thing that will cost us is, like Bill said, if they are able to get some kind of settlement, 25% goes to them.
Okay. Any other questions before we, or is somebody ready to make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make the motion to approve the legal services agreement between The City of Painesville and Taft Steinhaus and Hollister, LLP Law Office of Kevin Madonna, PLLC, SL Environmental Law Group, PC, Douglas and London, PC, Levine, Papitonio, Rafferty, Proctor, Buchanan, O'Brien, Barr, Muji, PA, for the FAS contamination litigation.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
3 times fast, Paul.
is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded by Paul and Neil as printed on the action sheet. I'm not going to repeat all those names.
Linda won't catch up.
Yeah, I'd be an hour here. Is there any more discussion, questions, or not? We'll vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's done.
Did you vote, Neil?
I nodded my head.
Oh, okay.
He did the second. Okay, moving on into new business.
Yep. Item B.
Item B. Yeah.
Item E.
Item B. We did
E?
B.
B.
We need E on
B on
old.
old business still.
We need E on old business.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot that one.
Gosh, you guys.
My eyes aren't working. I need my
I
glasses.
skipped it.
You skipped it, I skipped it, we all skipped it. Okay, item E. I gotta get to that page anyway. Got all this stuff on
Ron has been
Lawyers.
working on that diligently.
on painting City Hall.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, back in April, the council discussed the painting of City Hall at a working session.
Yeah.
The project was kind of put on hold over the summer. I guess I had a little bit more time now to give it some attention. We did have 2, or actually 4 different companies come in here and look at it. Only 2 of them provided bids to us, and with the low being Grandview Painting in the amount of $8,015. And that would take care of everything, fixing the corners of the walls, painting supplies, etc. Funds for this would come out of the municipal building CIP. And it does include painting everything in City Hall except the council chambers here. So we're talking about the entrance, the restrooms, the entire City Hall, my office, the back room, cable room, the police station. So everything is included in it. And I did make a few phone calls, and this company does come highly recommended, so I would see no reason why not to.
How long is it gonna take them? You think they'll be done in a week?
They will come in here with as many people or as few as we want. We can break it up. I guess we were going to try and schedule it on possibly some of our holidays.
Sure.
So, I said if we want to come in here with 6 people and try and knock it out in a day, we can do that. Or if we want to break it up, we can also do that.
I think it's a good idea. I know who Ryan Spanier is.
Okay. So, what are your wishes?
I'll make a motion to approve the quote from Grandview Painting in the amount of $8,015 with money to come from the municipal building CIP fund, which has a balance of $31,091 as of November 30th, 2023.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion's been made by Paul and seconded by Megan to approve the quote from Grandview Painting in the amount of $8,015 with money to come from the municipal building CIP fund. So, any more discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's done. Now we'll move on to new business again. Labor attorney consulting fees.
Yep,
That
that's,
was you, huh?
well, that's their annual increase, similar to how Bill Spooner is giving us his annual increases. Yeah. I looked it over, I don't have any, I mean, it's similar to last year. And Bill, maybe you have a comment, but it looks the same to me.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Okay.
And overall, we're happy with their service.
Yeah, I mean, Jennifer's used them recently too, so they're good.
They're fairly quick to respond, and a lot of our stuff can be done either by Zoom or phone call or email, so.
We've only had them a year or two, haven't we?
Since I've been here, so 3 years.
Okay. I knew it's fairly new. Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve consulting services contract between the city of Painesville and Madden, Glanter, Hanson, LLP for 2024. Authorize the mayor to sign the contract.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, the motion's been made by Neil, seconded by Megan to approve the consulting services contract between the city of Painesville and Madden, Glanter, Hanson, LLP for 2024 and authorize the mayor to sign the contract. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, moving on. Designation of our polling place since we have an election in 2024.
Yeah, it's just annual designation
Yeah,
of the Green Roof Center.
of the green roof
Yep.
building. Okay, do we have a motion for that?
I'll move to approve resolution 2023-31 designation of polling place.
Second.
Okay. Motion's been made by Megan and seconded by Neil to approve resolution 2023-31 designation of the polling place at the green roof. All those in favor, any more discussion? No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
We now have a place to have our election. Next, item D. Mortgage satisfaction of Eats and Treats.
Eats and Treats, yeah, they made their last payment, so they're asking for mortgage satisfaction.
Okay. Motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the mortgage satisfaction for Eats and Treats LLC.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion is made by Neil, seconded by Megan to approve the mortgage satisfaction for Eats and Treats. Any discussion? It was a fairly small loan anyway. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
It's just a formality since they paid it. Okay, now we've got our 2024 cigarette tobacco licenses.
Yep.
From the two Casey's, Teals,
Quick Trip, Dollar General, liquor store.
So, do we have a motion for the licenses?
Yeah, I'll make the motion to approve the 2024 cigarette licenses for Casey's Retail Company stores 1652 and 3387. Depot number 5, LLC, Teals Market, Painesville. Painesville's Farmers Union Co-op Oil Company. Cenex, Painesville, City of Painesville. Painesville Municipal Offset Liquor. DG Retail LLC, Dollar General Store, 15509, and Quick Trip number 598.
You're getting the long ones tonight, Paul.
They are.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, the motion's been made by Paul, seconded by Neil, to approve the cigarette license as listed on the action sheet for the local businesses. Is there any discussion on that? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we got that done. Now we have a new program. Ron, that must be you, huh?
Okay, the Adopt the Drain program, this is our local watershed district who is promoting that. In fact, one of the representatives was at our Public Works meeting explaining it. And first of all, the improving water quality, how do we do that? Residents can adopt the drain, go out there, and after every rain or after you mow grass, go out, clean it up, and remove it, and then you can go on and scan your QR code and, you know, punch in how many pounds you've taken out, and it will keep track of that, and at the end of the year, we can track how many tons of debris we've actually kept out of the river. The program also meets requirements under the MS4. The MS4 is, actually, your community's over 10,000, I believe it is now. Eventually, we will be in MS4, very likely. Who knows when, though. Keeps track of all the data, and then it is also the educational and outreach, a lot of tools on there, for tons of things we can download off of there and help promote. Now, the One Watershed, One Plan, that's the funding tool that they utilize. They will cover the initial cost to get us all set up. As you can see on there, that would run somewhere between $950 to $1,000 would be covered the first year. And after that, they're saying roughly it'll cost us somewhere between $100 and $500 per year. And the Public Works Committee did review it and figured, yes, why not take a chance on it? And let's do it. It also does meet and will qualify for our Green Step cities for meeting that there. So, and I know I did talk to the mayor about it, and he said he would like to be the first one to sign up to adopt a drain. So,
He's got one right by his house.
Is that gonna affect the billing on the quarterly utilities? Is it still gonna stay the same?
that would
It's-
stay the same.
Because it's just storm drains, right?
Correct. But we also do bill for a storm, there is
Oh, yeah.
that fee on there.
There's a,
Neil's
This
got
is
a
a
question.
tree.
Do you know how many drains we have, Ron? Estimate?
Roughly guessing probably 1,000.
Yeah.
there's a lot.
I don't know, was that many?
So there's room for a few people to sign up.
I'd say.
I guess she was gonna look for talk at school, or
Yes.
it was something that would work well for 4-H, FFA, and different clubs if they wanted to get involved. And with that, I'll make the motion to approve joining the Dr. Drain program.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion's been made by Neil, seconded by Megan, to approve joining the Adopt a Drain program. Say that fast 3 times. Any more discussion?
My only question was about the, if it was part of the Green Step cities, but that's been answered, so maybe we can get 2 blocks at the next meeting.
Yeah, or at least one more.
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that carried. Okay, now we're looking at some dates for special working session. Oh, I forgot to ask Sean if he had any that worked or didn't work. Oh, okay. Anybody have any that do or don't?
Let me find it. Hold on.
I'm open to all.
I know Sean doesn't like Wednesdays, he goes to choir practice. Seemed to be. I looked at my calendar, one of them didn't work.
When's Alexandria's not till February, right?
Yeah,
January 18th, I think we have a lodging tax that day.
Yeah.
and the 16th is the Stearns County Municipal League meeting.
That's not on here.
No, that's because that's planning commission too. Calendar, Gene.
25th?
I think the 18th works.
No, we have lodging tax.
Oh, you have lodging tax, sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not listening to you.
So if this makes it easier, we do have 5 Mondays in January. That would be the 29th, if that helps at all. We also have 5 Tuesdays and 5 Wednesdays. That does put it out a month plus, but
I can't do the 25th or the 30th. I already have meetings, those things.
okay. So how about the 29th or the 23rd? Those are the only dates you have open.
I'd be okay with the 29th.
I'm good with either one of those.
Besides the 18th, because of lodging tax, yeah, everything's fine with me.
Okay.
29th?
29th, who's got the motion?
Okay. Somebody make a motion.
I'll move to set a special city council working session for Monday, January 29th. It says 2034, but I'm going to assume it's 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah. Set your calendars for a decade, guys.
See there?
At 6 PM.
It says 2034 on here.
Wait, we're moving ahead.
Long-term planning.
Turn.
Wow.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. I assume there's no more discussion, we already discussed
Nope.
it. Okay, the motion was made and seconded by Megan and Paul to set a special city council working session for Monday, January 29th at 6 PM. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's done. TIF decertification.
Yes, Savage Land, AKA Valley Industries, their TIF is ending this year, so it's just normal expiration of the TIF, and we need to formally decertify it so the county can finalize everything.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to decertify the Savage Land Partnership LLC TIF 1-13 and file the confirmation with the Stearns County Auditor.
Second.
Motion was made by Paul and seconded by Neil to decertify the Savage Land Partnership LLC TIF 1-13 and file the confirmation with the Stearns County Auditor. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, airport off the update. Next three items. Item A. Airport lease agreements.
Yes, we got 3 more hangars, contracts to approve. Two of these are pilots who've been out there and one is new.
Oh. So are they all full now?
No, I've actually got 4 empty hangars currently. However, I think there's a lot of reason for optimism out there. Our fuel sales are way up this year. I think the program they got going out there is going to help us in the future.
Good. Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve the airport T hangar lease agreements between the city of Painesville and Curtis Newberg, Craig Andrews, and John Erickson.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is made by Megan and seconded by Paul to approve the airport T hangar lease agreements between the city of Painesville, Curtis Newberg, Craig Andrews, and John Erickson. Any more discussion?
These are all 3 at the 2,100 annually, Ron?
If they are in the new hangar or the south-facing hangars, then yes. The north-facing hangars are at 150.
Okay.
Okay. No more discussion, then all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's carried. Next item, J. Cannabis licenses.
We have 2 of them.
We have 2.
These are the $500.
Legion and Liquor Store.
Now, what if more want to get in, or
Yeah, maybe can do it.
case by case?
Sure.
Right now, it's only people that have liquor licenses? No. Because any retail? I don't know.
Yeah, anyone who's selling it. So, I mean, theoretically, if Casey's were gonna sell it, then they'd have to come for us for a license.
Okay. Okay, is there a motion to approve the cannabis licenses?
I'll I'll make a motion to approve the 2024 cannabinoid license for the city of Painesville, doing business as Painesville Municipal Office of Liquor and Painesville American Legion.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Paul, seconded by Megan, to approve the 2024 cannabinoid, I can't say that,
Cannabinoid.
for the city of Painesville, DBA Painesville Municipal Off-Sale Liquor and the Painesville American Legion. Any more discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that motion carried.
Opposed?
Okay, 1 nay. Okay. The last item on our agenda, on our working agenda, is item K, allowing on-street parking on New Year's Eve.
And the reason for this was for people that are celebrating and don't want to drive home, then they won't be ticketed for leaving their car parked on the street that night.
Since there's no, well, who knows by then, but since there's very little snow at this point,
Of course, Amy's isn't open on New Year's for sure,
yeah.
because it's a Sunday.
I just, my only question about it is how are we going to get the word out, or how are we going to advertise that this is the case? Because I do think, I don't think it's a bad idea, certainly.
Oh, we can get it out on Facebook,
Yeah.
and then, of course, we'll inform.
Okay.
Ron will tell his guys, and obviously the PD will be
Yeah.
informed about it.
And we can, we could let the businesses themselves know too, I suppose. Is this making noises over there? Is this an issue?
It's just sort of an odd situation. You've got an ordinance that says it's prohibited. It seems to me, as a practical matter, what you're going to be doing is instructing the police department that council wishes to direct that this not be enforced during that time period. I think that's basically what you're doing. The ordinance is still there. We're not going to do an amendment to the ordinance. We don't have time to do an amendment to an ordinance. And hopefully, the police department will just act in accordance with the council's wishes and not bring tickets during New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
So rather than move to
Yeah.
suspend it?
Well, you can.
Does it matter how the wording is? Okay.
I'm not that worried about the wording of it, but as a practical matter, that's what you're doing, is asking the police department to not issue citations.
What happens if we get 3 inches of snow?
You mean if they do get tickets?
No, what if it snows that evening?
Oh,
Then it snows.
Well, then we don't plow streets, or,
There's a bunch of cars.
I mean, that's the whole intent of this ordinance.
Then there should be a time where that it has to be removed.
Well, I mean, after the first, I mean, it's only that 24-hour period. From the eve of 31st until the day of the 1st.
Because, we approve this, you're gonna be setting a precedent. They're gonna want it every year.
Well, if something goes awry, then next year we can just say no.
Well, and I don't think you're gonna be able to do it every year, because most years, we've got plenty of snow by this time. I mean, this is an unusual circumstance.
But that's really not the factor. The factor is if it snows.
You know,
Then we plow the streets, and that's why we don't want cars. So if you got 100 cars scattered around town, makes it pretty hard to plow.
it's not supposed to snow though.
Well, yeah.
No.
You never know, that's a few days away.
Well, you never know when, like.
You look at the long-term forecast.
You might get ice this year.
Snow till the 10th.
I mean, in theory, I'm fine with this, but we get 3-4 inches of snow, we're gonna have a mess.
well, it's just gonna be people at house parties, basically, that don't
Well,
go home.
no,
The first is a holiday.
Because the bar is not open Sunday.
Doris is,
She's not open.
Do you think she'll be open for New Year's? though?
she'll,
No, I already have talked to her, she's not
Really?
gonna be open. She said people are gonna be upset, but we're not gonna be open.
wow.
The first is a holiday.
And Monday's a holiday, so she's not open.
I
Sunday or
personally will be
Monday.
working, so none of my business. Ron, what do you think? The odds of it snowing
I hope
and,
that if it does snow, people use the common sense and just please remove your cars. I mean, I think this is a good gesture towards the public to do it, but I just would ask that if there is snow, please get your cars off the road. We'll have to work around them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at 11:59 PM on January 1st, they should have their vehicles moved by then.
Yep.
Otherwise, the parking, if
Well, because, yeah, January 2nd, 12:01 a.m., they can
Yep.
start giving tickets.
Yep.
Well, I feel like if, I think Ron is probably the one with the most knowledge of the situation or the most, and if he feels like we should go ahead, then I'll move to suspend enforcement of the overnight parking ban from December 31st, 2023 to January 1st, 2024. Does that wording work? Or should I say that we instruct,
If it snows, they need to move their cars.
Wow, I would,
oh, how much snow?
I mean, so, what time does the parking ban usually take effect? I mean, it's
2 to
like-
5 a.m.
yeah,
Yeah, 3 to 5, isn't it? Or 2 to 5? 2 to 5.
yeah.
2 to 5.
So, I mean, I guess if it goes back into effect at 3 AM on, what would that be, the second?
Monday night, yeah.
No, the first.
The first, second?
Second, this is after midnight.
Second. Or are we just trying to avoid, I mean, I guess.
Just really, you're enforcing it on, you're lifting the enforcement on the 1st from the 2 to 5 a.m.
Oh, yeah, because, yeah,
So
midnight is the
either,
first.
yeah, 2 or 3 when it would go back onto effect on the 2nd.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
I was thinking 31st, it's the first, after midnight.
yeah.
Does that sound like a
But
motion?
it's,
Yep.
I'll throw them together, all right.
I mean, if it saves one life or accident, we did the right thing, so.
Yeah.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Motion's been made by Megan, seconded by Paul, to suspend enforcement of overnight parking ban from, I think it's from 2 to 5, from December. It really should be January
January
1st.
January 1st.
Yeah.
January 1st, because it's already, yeah,
Yep, that was the motion, I think.
Yes,
on January 1st.
from when the ball drops until. Yes.
Okay, any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that passed. Then we'll just quickly go through informational before we close for our closed session. And informational, we have November financial reports, budget, etc., and January and February meeting schedule. And with that, we will close this council, let's see, the motion, we need a motion. How does this work now?
So moved.
Okay, to meet in closed session as permitted by Minnesota State Statute, Section 13D05, Subdivision 3A, to discuss the city administrator's annual performance appraisal. Motion's made by Neil,
Second.
seconded by Paul. So, we have to vote? Okay, all those in favor?
Yep.
Aye.
Okay, we're going into closed session. See you tomorrow.